we're the Clark family, and we've sold our house and packed up our lives and moved to Galicia in northern Spain.
So follow us as we start our new lives, learn new skills, join a new community and try to live a more sustainable life.
Last week we left you with the polytunnel frame up, but no time to get the actual cover itself on. So this week we've been concentrating on getting the cover on. We started at either end as per the instructions, which was conveniently already cut out into the correct shape. All we had to do was get a bit of tension in it and clip it on using the clips supplied in the actual kit. The ends went on really easily. I'm very pleased with that. The actual main cover itself was a little bit more of a struggle. It looks like we've made it quite easy here, the way it just sort of slides over, but it was incredibly heavy, and we had to work it over sort of section at a time. But again, we got it over, clipped it down as per the instructions at either end, and got as much tension in it as we could. We then backfilled the trench either side to incorporate the sort of loose ends of the polythene into the ground, and that really tightened things up nicely. I think it helped that it was quite a warm day when we did it, so the plastic would expanded a bit, because when we came out to the tunnel the next day and it was quite a bit cooler in the morning, the plastic had shrunk back and it had given a nice drum type finish to the tunnel itself. Yeah, worked out really nice. Really pleased with how we got it up and got it completed.
Being by myself.
But you're doing such a brilliant job, Scarlett.
It's taking me away.
Here she is, my beautiful daughter.
This is bullying.
Don't fall down Albert's hole.
Where'd I put it?
I can't believe that I've just not recorded you getting stuck through the door.
Where'd I put this?
On the ground.
There.
No, I'll come and help.
You see this, guys? It's called being bullied. Again.
You see this, guys? This is proof that Scarlett does occasionally help out.
Hey! You see this, guys? This is me completely failing. The simplest tasks known to man. What do I do? Are you amused? Click off now, guys. Child labour, I'm joking. Not child labour.
Child labour.
Child labour 2.0. Oh, it's the Victorian era once again.
You missed a bit.
Why don't you come and do this?
Because that's not amusing for me.
Well,
someone's got to do the filming, and
I mean,
here I am, so.
I could always film. You know, I was going to be chief editor, but then I gave up. Well, I don't do that kind of editing.
Okay, I can't bear watching this anymore.
Oh no, stiff off the edge. Doing like super weak and you basically can't do anything, gotta stick with it. One sec, guys. Just. Ta-da!
Afternoon all. Now the polytunnel's up, we need a bit of a workbench in there for doing seeding and potting and all that sort of stuff. So Zane and I are in the garage this afternoon as it's raining on and off, as it does this time of year in Galicia. Bit of a change from the heat wave we've been having, or I don't know whether it is a heat wave, but it's been very hot anyway. Let's put it like that. So here we go in the garage. We're going to build a workbench for the polytunnel. We learned from our last attempt at building stuff, i.e. the compost heap, that turned out alright, but it could have been better. We've actually drawn a plan for this one, so we know roughly what we're doing. So we're going to try and follow this, and we've got an idea of where we're going and what we're trying to achieve. How warm is it in here? 21 degrees. Not bad, is it?
No, not bad at all. I don't know what it is outside, to be fair.
Surprised how much moisture it must have dripped down off the
Yeah.
on the top.
Is that a good thing?
Just considering which ones are going in the small holes, which ones are going in the big holes.
I would perhaps go with kale because that's a bigger plant, isn't it? And cauliflower and things like lettuces. We're going to come up quicker, go in the smaller holes.
What about spinach?
Oh, that's sort of in between, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I would double seed them myself.
Double seed!
Double seed next to future baby. We need some water as well now.
Yeah. The next question's going to be how much, how many of each one.
Well, we need to. I think if it was in the summer, I think it'd be a different answer. I think in the summer, we would be, say lettuce for example, we'd plant lettuce in every 2 weeks.
Right.
Now, I think it's just a case of let's get them in, let's get them grown, and then try and keep them alive over the winter as long as possible.
Okay. So there's 105 on there. I'm guessing we don't want 105 lettuces.
No, I would guess not. Well, we've got to allow for some attrition as well. We're going to be losing some, aren't we?
Got to allow for some attrition.
Shut it.
I'm just going to make it up as I go along.
Well, that's what I would do.
Yeah, but you put thought behind it. I just put making it up behind it.
Just got to stick it in, babe, and see what happens.
I like making mess.
What happens when you stick it in? So we've got the irrigation system in this this first bed here. Emma's planted it up with 2 lots of onions, 1 red, 1 white, and some carrots to go with it. But as you can see, there's large patches here, for example. Let's stand up. Here, for example, where the water's not getting. So I think what we're going to do is go and get tomorrow, because we've got to go and pick some more wood chip up anyway, because Emma did a massive mismatch calculation of wood chip. We're going to get a 6mm connection which goes from there, and we're going to run it to the middle of this dry bit here, and then there'll be one of these little spouty things connected onto the end of it. So hopefully we'll have this whole patch covered, and if we do that there, and then that one there, and then that one there, so on, there, so on, we should fill in these dry bits and have a proper system then, hopefully. Also the size of the hose that's feeding all this may not be man enough. We may have to get something a bit bigger. Ultimately, we want to run it off an IBC. Is it IBC?
It's an IBC.
Off an IBC tank, which I think will be pumped anyway. So we might have a little bit more pressure from that, but I don't know. We'll have to see. I suppose once the ground is wet, then the drip will be enough to sort of sustain it. It's when it's in this quite dry situation that it is at the minute, that it could do with a good soaking.
So before we ended this week's video, I just wanted to give you a quick tour of the Polytunnel now that it's pretty much finished now actually. We've got all of the beds down, we've pretty much laid out the irrigation how we want it to work. We're having some small water pressure issues from the house, so we're having to do it in a sort of a 2-part sprinkling system at the minute. So Adam's got some bits that he's ordered up so we can get that all finished. The bark's pretty much all down now. Adam's calculations were still wrong, and there still is a patch that's probably off camera that he hasn't been able to finish yet, and I will reiterate that that was his calculation error and not mine. But yeah, we're really glad with how it's working. Also, the weather this week has been absolutely horrific. The wind and the rain, and you might be able to hear it battering around us. And the Polytunnel is still here. It's not moved. In fact, in some of the high gusts, the actual plastic on it barely even sort of moved. So yeah, we're pretty proud of ourselves for how well we seem to have installed it. Down that bed there, we have got some red onions, some carrots and some white onions. So in these seed trays we've got some cauliflower, some kale, some spinach, some red and some green lettuce, and already some of these are sprouting, which is really exciting. And we'll give it a couple of weeks. Go away, fly. We'll give it a couple of weeks and then we'll put these in the beds here as well. We double planted all of these, so we'll thin them out first to make sure that only the strongest one from each hole or from each seed thing goes in. But while we're talking about seed trays, we really struggled to find some durable, strong, reusable seed trays. We really like the Charles Dowding ones that you can buy in the UK. They've got big holes in the bottom of those ones, so you can just use your finger to push it through. And these are about the sturdiest, sort of with the biggest holes that we could find. So if anybody knows of any seed tray similar to the sort of Charles Dowding ones that are going to sort of stand the test of time, then we'd really appreciate it if you could leave us a comment and let us know where we might be able to get them actually in Spain and not have to spend a fortune importing from the UK. Thanks. And then the next project is going to be to put our first bed outside or laid out. We'll probably do that next week because we've got some garlic that we want to put out, and that's better to go outside than it is to go in here. When we first came in here, it was about 40 degrees until we opened both the doors, and it cooled down to about 22. We've closed one of the doors because the wind was howling through. Just got the one door open, but the clouds have just cleared outside and the rain stopped, and the temperature has just rocketed straight back up to 30 degrees again. And it's just, yeah, it's like a greenhouse in here. So when Adam initially did the irrigation system in here, we noticed that we were getting some sort of dry spots where the ground wasn't getting wet at all, even for when we were leaving it on all day. So he's bought some 6mm pipe and added it into the 16 to add these additional fountains in here. And now it seems to be working perfectly. Is it just me, or does anybody else think that these look like little spiders running along the bed? I mean, I'm sure it's probably just me, but it really makes me do a little chuckle.